Alright YouTube, hello, thank you for watching. Sometimes when I'm working on stuff like this, some songs come to mind, so I think it said something to the effect of about having one of those days. Anybody familiar with Motley Crue's Smoking in the Boys Room? I think that was Brownsville Station too that might have did that song. Did you ever have one of those days? Yupper, 2 days in a row. Texas Star DX250 with no meter. Insanely stupid simple rectifier, and I can't rectify it. So I can't rectify the damn rectifier in this thing. So I actually had to get the scope out. Oftentimes I try to fix stuff without the scope, and I don't know, maybe that's been my problem so far. So crazy simple. RF comes down through here, goes down to the switch, apparently jumps back and goes to the output. Well, at some point underneath the board, there's a connection from the RF line here over to here. I've verified it 100,000 times to be there. It's never changed. It's always there. Comes through a 15K resistor, which is, yeah, kind of scratching my head on that one. If you look up a schematic on the internet, it says it's a 1.5K, but I ain't buying into that. If you put a 1.5K resistor there, you might want to get ready for this cap to explode. But you know, I'm just saying, don't believe what you see sometimes. So it comes through a 15K, goes through a 1K to ground to make a voltage divider to drop it down, comes through a reverse bias diode, and then at some point under the board it jumps under and comes down and hits this path right in here. Very, very simple. Comes through a 20K half watt carbon film, jumps over to your meter minus, and then your meter plus goes to ground with a 10 mic cap hung from the junction of this and the junction of that 24K resistor under the board there to ground. Cap plus to ground. Very, very simple. So why in the hell can't I get this thing to work? That's the billion-dollar question. So here we go. We have no voltage setting on that cap to drive this meter. Nothing coming off the rectifier. But if we go back to the input coming off the RF line and feeding around to that 15K resistor. Hello, check, hello. Hello. Got boatloads of RF. Hello. Now it's acting up. Hello. It goes up and then it just says, nope, I ain't doing it no more. This is something I saw a while ago. Hello. The scope is on the rectifier diode there, which comes over through a path under the board and goes to this cap there and goes through a current limiting resistor into the meter. So there should be DC voltage there. Hello. One. See, we started out slinging down to about -5, and then it just says, nope, I'm not doing it anymore. Hello. It's almost like the longer you talk on it, the more it drops down, because when I first key up, it does go to -5. I'm 5 volts per division there. Check. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Right there, she just died off again. I am completely exhausted on ideas on this SOB. You know, it absolutely has RF voltage coming into it. I mean, all damn day long. It really does. It never loses RF at any point in time. Hello, 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 hello. I mean, we got boatloads of RF. It's just when it hits the rectifier is where it shits the bed. Apparently there's a path underneath that goes from here over to the cap. It's solid there. Every single time I check it, it's always there. It's always connected. So it's not broken or certainly wouldn't be intermittent. And that's all there is to the circuit. I don't know what's loading it down. Hello, hello, hello. Yep, now it's not even going to work at all. This is what it did there for 42 hours solid. Hello, hello, hello. 42 hours solid. That's what it did. And then I come out this morning and powered it up, and then it worked beautiful. But of course my meter was slamming because I have a Robin meter in this. Hello, 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 hello. Maybe that's what it needs, is a good slam. Let's see if it changes its mind now, just simply because I lifted it up. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we got meter working there. Is what it's doing now since I slammed it. Because that DC voltage should definitely be wig-wagging down towards the minus side. Hello, hello. And I mean, it should be wagging more than that. I mean, that's 5 volts per division. Hello, hello. I mean, that's not even technically enough. Because I highly doubt that much voltage through a 24K resistor is going to be able to move that meter up to full scale. This thing's going to go off the table here. So I've just had enough of it. Hello, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, hello. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All this was all piled up on top of this path in a big blob of solder. And when I looked at it yesterday, many times over, I said, man, that's asking for trouble, because I don't know what's soldered through. I don't know how many times an iron has been on it. There's a whole shitload of stuff that can go wrong, because if there was 3 points pulled in, 3 plated through holes, I mean, you just don't know what the bottom of the board underneath there is going to look like. How many leads were cut off to replace stuff that were just left in and then reheated, and then the lead fell down in the board when the next guy came along and tried to do the same damn thing. I mean, you just don't know. So bear with me, I'm sorry. Just over the simplest of things. Can't say that I've ever felt like I was licked by a circuit that only has like 5 parts to it, but yeah, it's pretty close today. Now let's see what it's gonna do now. It might have changed its mind. Yeah, it did. It fixed itself. When I did this 10 minutes ago, it was shorted. And that's pretty consistent, because the meter, you could just never figure out when it was going to work and when it wasn't. So it doesn't surprise me that it fixed itself. But of course, as soon as I solder them resistors back in and connect everything back up to it, this thing will play this game with me. Look at that. 2 ohms. Push on, push off. Nothing. 3 ohms. Yeah, I know you see what I'm saying there, so. But this path here should be electrically insulated. There should be absolutely nothing connecting anywhere on this pad underneath the board, but oftentimes you don't know that, especially if you don't have the schematic for it and stuff like that. But so I'm done playing with this here today. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie these resistors together, tie that diode together, and I'm going to power this sucker up and see what happens. See if it plays this game with me again. Because every time I hung the scope right here, I mean, it had hundreds of volts, something like that. I'm not sure what it was of RF. And it would never go away. So I knew the problem was over here on this side, but you know, I just couldn't isolate down where it was. I thought it was actually on this side of the rectifier. There's a path that goes through underneath here and somewhere connects over to here. And every time it's rock solid consistent, whether the unit's failed or not, that connection is always there. But this was the only thing and the last thing that I decided to just suck all that solder off of there. And I tried to pull the solder up through the eyelets, but I just can't do it. I mean, normally if you really heat these things good and get it flowing and have a high vacuum, you can sometimes pull them, but it wouldn't pull in this case. And it just got to the point I was putting too much heat on it, and I said, you know what, it's just not worth it. I'll wait till I take the board off the heat sink when I go ahead to replace the pot, but I'm not dealing with it right now. I mean, it'd be stupid to pull the board off now when I don't have a pot to put in it. So I'm just going to kludge it back together, see if that stops this stupid game. You know, it does kind of make me wonder though, because I do think a lot. If this path right here that has nothing going to it on the bottom side of the board shorted that easily to the chassis, how easy would it be for this point up here, that's the RF line, coming under the board, to short the chassis? I mean, think about that for a second. I would think the probability of this line shorting would be much higher than what this one is. That's kind of scary. You know, I'm no rocket scientist here, but man, isn't there a way to keep these up off the chassis a little bit more? I mean, naturally that's all set in the transistor package dimensions, but just kind of grasping at straws here. I mean, if you sat them up on a heat spreader, that would definitely fix that bullshit from happening. Yeah, I don't know how that would really be. If you used a smaller size heat spreader than the board itself. Well, let's hook the damn thing up. See what it does now. Alright, as I always say, famous last words, here goes nothing. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, check, check, hello. Oh, she's slamming the meter now. Hello, check, 1, 2, hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, hello. Oh my goodness. Now I gotta dig through the resistor boxes again and change the resistor to another value. I mean, this thing's just relentless. Let's see what's coming out of it. Just to kind of deviate off the path of this other issue. I got 12 watts of drive going into it. Hello, hello. A little over 200. Hello. 20 amps. This thing's crazy efficient, it really is. 20 amps to make 200 watts. Not quite sure how that's even possible. 72%. I don't know, I'm kind of putting a question mark on that one. The previous times I've checked it, it said 65. So question is, What in the hell does this little Robin meter look like? Hello, one, hello. One, hello. I don't know, that Robin meter don't look too bad on there. Hello, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. I think that's kind of a keeper, maybe. I don't know. My guess is this thing's going to nickel and dime me here on what this resistor value's got to be. Alright, let's see what 39 does. Hello, check, check. Hello, 1, 1, 1. That's a little bit better. Anything really above that would be 43. Alright, let's see what that did. Wow, 43K. Holy cow. Alright, this is the last time on this nickel and dime episode here. Whatever it is now is what it is. 52.3K in it. The reason I call it a nickel and dime thing is because, you know, it wants to run you through every resistor that you have. When, you know, I clearly had a pot in here hours and hours ago that I had some problems with. But anyway, long story short, a lot of what I use is precision resistors, and they're often odd value resistors, like 52.3K. So once you take them out of a bag, you know, then they just get thrown into a bin, and you can never really identify what they are again. It's very hard to do, so it's a waste of money, because some of these are, you know, less than 50 part per million resistors, so, you know, they're not by any means real cheap. So 52.3K, and see where the meter goes. Hello, check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of think I can live with that, because when the power comes up on this a little bit, that'll put it full scale. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, hello, hello. So all but full scale. That's perfect. So I had to go from 20K on the original Texas Star meter to 52.3K on the Robin meter. So, hey, I appreciate you watching my video very much. Have yourself a great day.